Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Zoning Commission meeting of August 12th. Let the record show all members are present. Public comment period. I'd like to open the floor to anyone wishing to make a comment that's not on the agenda. And I will recognize Mr. Compton to make some comments about our ongoing parish-wide master plan.
Last week we met 3 times with the public. We met the first night in basically Gonzales. We met at our DPW building, and we had about 60 folks when the meeting started and about 45 when it ended, which was a great turnout. The next night we met in Geismar, and we had about 42 people show up, and in Donaldsonville the next night we had about 30 people show up, which, I mean, was tremendous compared to my recent experiences with our zoning map revisions. I was really happy with our turnout. Jeffrey Winston and his crew held some public workshops. We did some keypad polling, and all that's been updated on the website, which is planascension.org. We've got a Twitter site. We have a Facebook site. We've had a couple of articles in the paper, and I talked to David Mitchell this last Friday, and there should be another article in the paper talking about the meetings. I did an interview with WJBO, and so we're just getting the word out. The next round of public meetings should be in October, probably around the middle of October. We're going to get out and show some synopsis maps for, we did a chip game to show where the people who showed up at the meetings thought we were going to fit another 100,000 people in the associated commercial and industrial growth. So we had a very successful group of meetings, and we're looking forward to the next set. So look for the dates to be advertised soon.
Can I ask that you have one of the secretaries send us a little email reminder of the meetings? I know that's in the newspaper, but you know, you see it and then you forget about it.
Sure, we can do that.
Thanks.
And I did attend the first one here, and I was impressed. You know, we sit up here and try and make these decisions. I was kind of anxious to watch the public, put them on the spot, and make the decisions, guide this parish forward, and I think they were excited about that opportunity. Had a lot of different opinions, obviously, and I'm just positive all the way. So it's going very well, and I encourage your attendance at the any upcoming meetings. All right, next item on the agenda is acceptance of the minutes. Now I got minutes from July 10th zoning. I got minutes from June 10th. Only on the agenda I have the July 8th and then July 8th. Now, do we have the 10th too to do? On which one? On the June 10th. Okay, so that's just for our record then. All right, thank you, Patrice. Okay, so this is acceptance of the minutes from the July 8th zoning meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Michael Marchand, second by Steve Barrow. Any opposition? Motion carries. Now this is motion for approval of the Joint Planning and Zoning Commission, July 8th. Motion by Michael Marchand, seconded by Bob Nance. Any opposition? Motion carries. Item number 6, public hearing to consider the following zoning review ID 2023.09 for Lamarck Incorporated.
Incorporated, and I'm here to request a rezoning of a piece of property that we own on Cornerview, 38034 Cornerview Road. It's on the north side of Cornerview. It's bordered by the interstate on the northeast side and by a industrial coating company on the southwest side. And this property was previously zoned RM, medium density residential. It was part of an 8-acre rectangular piece of property that was bisected by the interstate and left this 1 acre on the south side of the interstate. It was previously a mobile home park, and we're requesting that we change that to a medium density mixed use, so that we can possibly build a office warehouse type building for a client of ours.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Any questions, comments from commissioners.
Yeah, I have one question. On your application for rezoning, did you sign this? This
My
document
partner
right here?
sent that in. Lee Pickard.
Yeah, I couldn't read this.
It's Leon Pickard.
Okay. Since you might be a little bit, coming a little bit cold, there's a paragraph down there that says it has to be accompanied by map certified by engineer and a scale of 1 inch to 200 feet, and we get a engineering drawing. It's kind of hard to make a decision on something like that. And would you like to read this?
He's out of town, and that's the reason.
Well,
I'm here.
yeah, but he did sign that he was bringing this to us, and this is what we get. And as you can tell, that is nothing except an engineer's note.
Yeah,
It's not
it was
certified.
drawn by an engineer.
Well, yeah, but there's no scale on it. There's no direction error on it. There's no seal on it. You know, I repeated myself there, but you know, it's hard to make a decision when someone submits an application and attesting to the fact that they are giving us this information.
Well, I didn't submit it, so I wasn't aware of that.
Probably he should have been here then.
Yeah, he's out of town, and unfortunately, he's not able to be here. What do you, I read in the, let's see some of his notes here. Are you familiar with the piece of property?
Yes, I am.
Uh-huh, and, it's got no, it's, it was drawn by our engineer, but it's not, I guess what you're,
Do you want to look at it?
I got a copy of it.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, would you make a decision based on that? Probably not.
You went out and looked at the property, I'm sure, prior to your,
Just because I looked at it, I'm not an engineer, but I know that this is not anything that I can make a decision on.
well, that's why I'm here, requesting it. Tell me what you need, and I'll be.
Well, I
glad to
need
do
an
it.
engineering drawing is what I need.
Right, it's pretty
Yeah.
clear.
And he did sign it that he was supplying one.
Well, I suppose that he thought that our engineer drew this, and this was gonna be adequate, you know, for this.
Well, I mean, but
But it,
pretty clear
He
what the
needs to
requirements
read
are.
what he signs.
do what?
He needs to read what he signs. He signed that he read this.
Uh-huh, well.
Apparently, he doesn't read what he signs, or either he doesn't, he thinks he
Like
will
I
look
said,
at
he
anything.
probably considered this adequate. He may, you know, we have not,
Okay.
requested a-
We beat
Okay.
it enough. I mean, let's go to public hearing, open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward, comment on this piece of property, please come forward and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name.
Hi, my name is Grace Marcel, and I live across the street from that property. And I wanted to know, again, how is it zoned presently, and how will the rezoning of it affect me?
Okay, as I stated earlier, it's zoned presently or a medium-density residential. It was a trailer park before, and when the interstate came through, it cut it in half.
Right.
Left 4 acres on the other side, which was landlocked, and it left this 1 acre here. What we plan on doing to that is building a nice, we have a client in one of our, we have quite a bit of property in Ascension Parish. And we have a client who is presently in an office building we own, and has requested that we build him something a little larger, 3,000 to 4,000 square feet of office with a warehouse in the back, which is sliding door. You know, it'd be a real nice building, stucco front, with a warehouse in the back, chain link around the back with probably a limestone yard with some small trailers. He's not a big, what they do is they do industrial construction work in the plants. So it'd be a nice building. If you see some of our buildings in Ascension Parish, you'll see that we build a nice building.
So
It
it
would
would be a
have probably-
warehouse with
No, it
offices?
would be an office in the front. It would be a nice stucco office in the front with approximately 12 parking places. And then a drive along the side of it that goes behind the building, to the side of it.
Okay, I mean, that's,
It'd be much nicer looking than the building place.
the zoning allows for a little more of an industrial facility. We really can't dictate to him what he will construct there, but obviously it's more of a commercial zoning. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to come forward and comment? No one else. Public hearing is closed. Comments, questions?
I think that the commission brought up a very good point. I mean, I think that first issue I have with the application is that it's somewhat woefully insufficient. The application is not complete. Second problem I have with it is actually, sort of a big complex. We just recently spent a good bit of time, public hearings throughout the parish, looking at our current zoning map and making a number of adjustments and corrections through it and what have you. And I think staff, worked very, very hard to study the parish and make some significant changes. We certainly, looked at everything, and we certainly didn't think that this was a valid place for any kind of a non-residential issue, even given the fact that immediately adjacent you have a non-conformity, a use that's currently not permissible in the code. There is really no rational basis, to justify, changing the zoning on this piece of property at the current time. It's surrounded by residential, but for that one non-conforming use. So with that, I'm going to make a motion to recommend to the parish council that they deny the rezoning request for
Second.
this piece of property.
Have a motion by Julio Dumas for denial of rezoning, seconded by Bob Nance. Any opposition? Motion carries. All right, item number 7, zoning subcommittee report. Did you?
We did not meet this month, sir. Due to, I had a little emergency and was out of town, and so we canceled the meeting at the last minute, and I apologize to those of you who got late notice of that. But we will be meeting this month. We've got a number of items that we're working on, and we need to, move them along.
All right, thank you, Julio.
What's the date of the meeting?
Mine's a
I don't have my
30,
calendar handy.
31, 30, 29,
Ricky's going to
29,
answer that question here for him.
28.
28th, 29th.
I think 28.
I think you're right, yes.
Mine's the 31st. It's Monday.
Yeah, it is.
31st,
I know.
28th. It's the 28th at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
28. Thank you. 8 a.m.
My daughter's birthday. All right. Item number 8.
Motion.
Motion adjourned, second by Bob. We are adjourned.